Welcome to Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation.
And we're back. From crowning champions in December to fresh starts for everybody in 2024. Fox 12's Friday Night Lights along for the journey. 2 days to one of the hottest and smokiest days for September 6th, as week one of high school football featured a full slate of games in Oregon and Washington State, even the ones that eventually were delayed and suspended by lightning in the Mid-Valley. McKenzie Stadium was supposed to host a doubleheader. The heat, the smoke pushed Mountain View and Oswego to a later kick at Fishback. So Evergreen Union, the lone game on the docket there. The Plainsmen, perhaps as talented as they've ever been under head coach Christian Swan. The Greater St. Helens League Titans, well, they've got a new leader in Steve Pine. You know him, the Vest, travels from Central Catholic, who won 5 state titles in Portland. We go now, third quarter. EHS up 12-0. Evergreen looking to stay in control. Little toss for the running back. It's fumbled. Titans pick it up and run it back. Little scoop and score. That would be overturned, though. He was down. Evergreen on the very next play. You can hand that ball off. Anthony Hucano runs to the outside of the numbers and make a ton of people miss. Takes it 50-plus yards to the house. Plainsmen up 18-0. Get this. That's the final score. The first time Evergreen has ever defeated Union. The Plainsmen will be in Puyallup for week 2. The Titans head to Woodinville. How about the carpet of Camas and Doc Harris Stadium? Adam Matheson made his mark at Mountain View High. Coach Math, the new head honcho in Papermaker Country, hosting Roosevelt out of Seattle with Seahawks legend and Super Bowl champion with the Ravens. That's Sam Adams. Papermakers defense gets it done early. Wazoo Cougar commit. Luke Webb swarms to quarterback, but Alexander Haroza comes up with the sack. 3rd and 22. You punt that. You force it. Let's go second quarter. Scoreless game. Camas 4th and 2. Jake Davidson, he's been around. Looks like a magician as we've seen before. Red shirts, black pants, looks good. Scrambles. First down, 10-yard game. Yeah, battle defenses. 0-0. Second quarter, 4th and 1 on the 30. Davidson can toss his big man, Nico Spear, to you. Right at you. Just out of bounds in a 25. Nearly got in out of the 5 there. 2 plays later, it's the running back, Bo Harlan. Pounds it in for the Papermakers. No extra point, 6-0. Seconds to go in the half. With time running out. Pressure coming. Roosevelt chucks up a prayer. And it's Jared Ford who makes the interception. Forder keeps it 6-0 at the break. 12-6 Camas in the end. They'll next go to Clackamas, a Washington-Oregon crossover event. Our first big game of the season saw the potential for a little history. Fox 12's Craig Bernbach, he's a historic guy, live in Tualatin as the reloaded Timberwolves, who finished 2nd in the state last season. Craig, they weren't ready for the legendary Ken Potter of Jesuit to set an all-time record quite yet in his 38th season with the Crusaders. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. I'm always glad to be back with you and the Friday Night Lights crew. And yeah, Ken Potter's going to have to wait at least another week, as we had a heck of a debut tonight in Tualatin. Now, we already knew that the T-Wolves had maybe the best quarterback in the state in Nolan Keeney. Well, he's got himself a brand new wide receiver who had a heck of a first impression in front of the Tualatin faithful tonight. How about this for a sensational start? On his very first play of his very first game with Tualatin, Zael Smith, the former Central Catholic Ram, is going to take the kickoff, and he's going to get gone. That's 95 yards to the house, and the T-Wolves were up 8-zip in a flash. But Smith wasn't even close to done. It's 8-6 now. Tualatin with the lead when the BYU-bound Nolan Keeney on 4th and long is going long. So you guessed it, it's Smith. 2 touches, 2 TDs for Z Smith. But wait, we've got more. It's 15-12 Tualatin, and yep, you guessed it. What are you gonna do if you're Keeney? Well, you're gonna throw a 57-yard pitch and catch to Smith. That's 3 touchdowns in the first half alone, and Tualatin led 32-12 at the break. The second half was all home team, and you know Smith's going to get at least one more TD. Yep, here's Keeney throwing it up. Smith pulls it down. That's touchdown number 4. And how about the T-Wolves start to the season? They dominate Jesuit 54-19. First kickoff ever in a Tualatin uniform Talk to me about what happened there.
My teammates made a great block. Great blocks. I seen the hole, busted the hole, ran for a touchdown.
For your team to start out against Jesuit, such a tough team with this result, how does that build your confidence?
Builds my confidence a lot. I feel like we'll all play together as a team. We have great coaches, give us great game plans, and I feel like we have a good chance this year.
What a night for Smith and what a night for Tualatin. And with Keeney and Smith, Nick, well, these T-Wolves might just have the best 1-2 offensive punch in the state. Live from, believe it or not, Tualatin High School, where it's raining a little bit. Who would have known? I'm Craig Burnback, Friday Night Lights.
You know, you're in TV long enough to become a weatherman. One of the marquee games from Week 1, 6A Nelson out of Happy Valley, soaring over to meet Wilsonville at Randall Stadium. The 5A Wildcats, the defending champs. Hawks, number 10, the largest classification, early third. That's a fake handoff, fooled our own camera guy. We're level at 20 on 4th down. Later, it's Mark Weepert, the baseball star to Oregon State. He's committing there. That's a home run ball to Nick Crowley. Their Wilsonville touchdown. The Hawks, though, weren't done. Noah Boris means the game is tied, but Nelson decides to go for 2. That conversion can't do. Wilsonville going to bat that ball down, and that is going to be the decider. Lead to a Wilson win, 27-26, 5A over 6A. Wild one. The Hawks home opener next Friday with Newburgh. Wilsonville heads to Bend to face their rivals, the Summit Storm. Another 6A, 5A meeting. Dan Lever's second-ranked Silverton Fox is up at Mountainside High with Keenan Lowe's 9th-ranked Mavericks. Late second, Fox is up 14-7. Mavs would soon equalize. We got a Cade Mitchell sighting. When you got Cade Mitchell, you know you got Kellen Hicks over the middle. The kick and kick in the old farmlands. How about a 65-yard gain for these silver helmets in South Beaverton? That would set up this. Sam Villadall. He knows it all as well. Cap the drive, a 5-yard plug, in for 6. We are tied at 14. Before the break, Silverton going to kick a field goal, make it 17-14. Third quarter, Sawyer Teeney, one of the best in the business, 1-yard keeper. Silverton back in the lead, 24-14. Mountainside would reel him back in a bit. Mitchell to the other Hicks. We got an Air Jordan Hicks, 24-21, and that would be the final tally. 24-21 for Silverton. Foxes now await the Lakers from LO while the Mavs pony up in Oregon City. I'm going to go down Roy Rogers in the city of Sherwood. That's where the Bowmen live. A team that set a state record with 7 straight shutouts last season. The Roosevelt Rough Riders rolling in from St. John's with former Oregon State running back Ryan McCants as head coach yet again. Opening quarter, we like to say it's an opening score. Jackson Bell, Wyatt Ferguson, captain to captain. Perfectly placed. Nice hands, too. 48-yard gain to the 15. That would set up the payoff. Leighton Walter, another senior for head coach Mark Gribble. Bowman real good yet again. They're on the board. The Velt, though, can rip it up, too. Giovanni Burks making sure there were no goose eggs for them on the road. Toss him around. The junior. Little stiff arm, too. Coming up, my guy, Kevin Lund. Move the chains. That led to a quarterback keep by their junior quarterback, Kalen Riley. Touchdown. Roosevelt into the lead, 7-6. Sherwood missed an extra point. Later first, Sherwood would be marching. Wilson, Funky Cold Medina, another senior, in on 4th for 6. From the 4 for 6. 42-7, Sherwood in the end. Riders get back home with the Apollos now, while the Bowmen prepare for the big game next week in West Lynn. Now, the Mayor's Cup came early this season, then it ended early by Mother Nature. Lightning above North Salem High School tonight suspends the annual rivalry between the Vikings and South Salem. The Saxons had won 4 Mayor's Cups in a row. They're now headed by Josh Van Loo, a former offensive coordinator for the legendary Scott Dufault. He has retired. So, too, has Jeff Flood, who spent 32 years at North Salem. Caleb Singleton now heads those Vikes. This game will be continued and picked up tomorrow at 11 a.m. No electricity in the air early, just one on the ground at West Salem High. Game 2 for the Sprague Olympians, who beat Newburgh in week 0. Hard to get more amped than an explosion play on the opening kick. Yeah, the Olies, Aiden Andreessen, remembering this one, a perfect snapshot to always rewind and be kind. Great number 8, the senior year, off to a right start, taking that opening kick back. How about the Titans? They're at home. They got a new quarterback. Jacob Sanderson, Deacon Schrenkel, West Salem first down. Got a tie ball game here. Ian Herber Number 0 adds up to 6. It's 7-7. Now, Ducati Witherspoon comes from a football family. Island boy life. Spoon man to Leo Wylam. Always extend the drive. Later, Ducati, a fine piece of work. Kenya Johnson. He'll take that and score that, 14-7. Weston on the march. Cone Campos. He'd get in from the 3. It's tied at 14. This 2 also to be finished at another time. In fact, the Lightning came. They'll pick it up Saturday morning. Then West will be in Eugene to see Sheldon. Sprague would then return to North Medford. No alarms in the morning tomorrow. Non-league 6A play along Cornell. Three Rivers League in the Metro League. Season opener for the Sunset Apollos. Game 2 for the visiting Lakers from LO. The Apollos honoring the late Floyd Halverson, a teacher and coach of the SHS track and field program and the entire Sunset community. First play of the game, it went the way of the home team. First pass, first pick. Macklin Pettit, senior pedigree, INT for Damian Merrick's boys. But boy, Steve Corey's kids, where they can anchor away and lead on LaMarcus Bell all fall. Ring up one of the best backs in the Northwest. 5'11", 190 junior goes 50-plus yards for the Lake Show. Kids loving it. Summer's cool. Buddies are better. Hudson Kurland, once an Apollo, transferred to be a Laker. The junior can sling it and slingshot too. Those Nikes tearing up the turf, crossing left and right for about 25 yards out. It would be 28-0 for LO 48. Justin Cragwell, also a kid in purple, now a Navy. The junior transfer, no need for a toga. He's here for the party, though. 42-0 at half, 48-12 the final. LO will now go to 5A Power Silverton. Sunset visits St. John's against Roosevelt. I to be the place to be for the reigning PIL champs from Wells. The Guardians in Season 1 under head coach Robbie Scharf, hosting Clackamas. Cavs, Dylan Brower. Knows how to connect with Luke Baker, you know, the touchdown maker from 30 yards away. Clack up 7-0. 4 minutes left in the opening half. Brower to Emmanuel Williams, a natural-born kid with a nose for the camera lens. Williams getting out of bounds and almost knocks out my guy in the camera there, Eric Williams. We're safe, so is Mr. Baker. Always cooking. Luke stomping for a gain of 25-plus. Head coach James Holland wants to see a ton of that this fall. Justin Larson, he can go 2. He's in for their second score to make it 14-0 at halftime. 27-16, Clackamas the final. They'll now get back home, a little border clash with Camas. Wells, back-to-back weeks, now on the road, Dallas, and for league play begins at McDaniel. How about the 3A game of the night in the home of the Braves? Number 7, Santiam Christian, taking those country roads to number 2, Banks High. A state runner-up a season ago for head coach Cole Linehan. The Duck football alum has a new podcast with assistant coach Dusty Hara. You know the guy on the radio, right? The program. It's all about the Ducks, and the grass is darn green at Kelly Field. Jarrett Martin, transfer out of Gaston, former Greyhound. Third and gotta have it. Lane Gilbert knows where to go. Martin delivers. Moments later, Martin. Little end around on a Friday payday. The two-way star just may be the best all-around athlete at Banks in quite a long time. 22-yard scoop and score. Now, the quarterback, Gilbert's got some giddy-up, too. He's a junior QB, keeps it all in focus, calls his own number. Extra points for the groundskeeper of Banks. That lawn, lush, green in the dead heat of late Oregon summer. 49-yard foot race for the Navy and gold. Banks up 14. Gilbert put him up 21. Fourth down, not a problem. Number 6 in for 6. Braves win 35-9. They'll load the bus for the coach next Friday at Seaside while the Eagles prepare to host Yamhill Carlton. Hey, straight ahead, we hit the hardwood. Volleyball back in session in Oregon City, hungry as ever. Our high school spotlight will shine on the Pioneers' ultimate student athlete, Paige Thies. Plus, more from our crew in Tualatin. Craig returns with our cheer of the night. The Band of the Week is on tap, too. And if you have a cool shot and want to share it with us, we can always get it on TV. Might even be in these 6 Picks Plays of the Week on Sunday. Snap that QR code on the screen for a seamless upload. We get our cameras to so many games. About a dozen tonight, then the Lightning came. But certainly we can't capture every stop nor every snap. This way we can share the good from around the region. Week 1 of Fox 12's Friday Night Lights, back in 2 minutes.
You're watching Friday Night Lights on Fox 12 Oregon, presented by Pacific Office Automation.